Rolex is one of the biggest watch brand and one of the oldest. The watches made by Rolex show its uniqueness and class. Today Chrono 24/7 will show you the top 10 watches made by Rolex. Number 10 Rolex Datejust. A timeless and elegant dress watch. Not only has the Datejust gone the distance in the Rolex portfolio, it's also the Swiss manufacturer's most extensive collection. The Datejust was one of the first dress watches to exude a sporty flair. The timepiece wows the crowd with its simple, functional three-hand design, classic Rolex OYSTER case, and the date window with a Cyclops lens at 3 o'clock. You have some options when it comes to the configuration, and while purists lean toward models with a fluted bezel and Jubilee bracelet, Rolex also offers the Datejust with a domed or diamond set bezel. You can also swap the Jubilee for an OYSTER, or President bracelet. The Datejust collection comes in different sizes, with the unisex and men's models having diameters between 31mm and 41mm. In addition to countless color variations, you can take your pick of versions with traditional baton indices, Roman numerals, or diamond hour markers. Rolex recently added dials with intricate patterns to their repertoire in 2021, namely the palm and fluted motifs. The latter is inspired by the fluted dial featured on many Datejust models. Number 9 Rolex OYSTER Perpetual Explorer II. The OYSTER Perpetual Explorer II in OYSTER steel with an OYSTER bracelet features a white dial with an arrow-shaped 24-hour hand and hour markers with a chromolite display. Its highly legible dial of 42mm extremely resistant OYSTER steel and waterproofness have made it the watch for the extremes. This watch was originally made as a tool watch for explorers that would manage harsh conditions. Similar to how the Explorer 1 was made for the expedition for climbing Mount Everest. While most Explorer 216,570 owners will never climb a mountain with their watch, it is about what the watch represents, and most importantly, how surprisingly well this watch works for everyday use. Number 8 Rolex GMT-Master II Pepsi. The king of watchmaking, Rolex, has produced some popular watches over time, but the Rolex GMT Pepsi is special. Since its inception in 1988, the Rolex GMT Pepsi has pushed itself into the brand story. When this watch was released, the popularity for it boomed. True to the brand's DNA, this aviation tool watch quickly gained popularity with pilots and world travelers alike. So much so that we still see amazing Rolex GMT Pepsi vintage watches in great shape. The most icon part of the Rolex Pepsi GMT is the bezel. The Rolex GMT-Master II Pepsi is housed with a black dial of 40mm that matches that of the Rolex Submariner date. The Mercedes hour hand and the minute hand are both extremely luminescent and point to the triangle and circled hour indices. Number 7 The Rolex Sky-Dweller is an impressive 42mm watch with annual calendar and dual time functions. Along with the YachtMaster II Regatta chronograph, this timepiece is one of Rolex's most complicated models. Protected by a total of 14 patents, the Sky-Dweller is a perfect example of the Genevan watch manufacturer's ingenuity. The in-house caliber 9001 ticks away inside the Sky-Dweller. This movement has a 72-hour power reserve and comes with superlative chronometer certification. However, what makes the caliber 9001 truly special is its ring command bezel, which you can use to control the watch's many functions. The annual calendar only requires manual correction once a year at the end of February. The Sky-Dweller displays the additional time zone using an unconventional 24-hour disc in the middle of the dial. Number 6 Rolex Sea Dweller. The Sea Dweller is one of the most robust Rolex watches. The Genevan company first released this timepiece in 1967 as an evolution of the Submariner, which had debuted 14 years prior. Unlike its close relative, however, the Sea Dweller can dive to 1,220 meters, 122 bar, 4,000 feet, and is suitable for professional saturation diving, thanks to its helium escape valve. The Sea Dweller Deep Sea is even more impressive. It is water resistant to 3,900 meters, 390 bar, 12,795 feet, and, at 44 millimeters, is one of the largest models in Rolex's portfolio. The Sea Dweller spent decades only available in stainless steel. However, in 2019, Rolex expanded the collection with a two-tone model in stainless steel and yellow gold. At the same time, they added a Cyclops lens above the date display. There had never been a Sea Dweller with a magnifying lens up to that point. Number 5 Rolex OYSTER Perpetual GMT-Master II. The Rolex GMT-Master II is one of the finest watches with a GMT function. Depending on your personal taste and how much you are willing to invest, You can choose between steel watches, two-tone Rolex editions, and timepieces in Everose, rose, or white gold. The bezels come in a variety of colors, with red and blue being perhaps the most famous color combination. Known as the Pepsi, this design dates back to 1955. Other models also have fitting nicknames, including the red and black Rolex Coke and black and blue Rolex Batman. The bezels have been made of cerachrome, Rolex's proprietary high-tech ceramic, since 2007. At Watches and Wonders 2022, Rolex unveiled a brand new GMT-Master II model, one especially designed for lefties. This watch has a green and black bezel, and the crown and date display are on the left side of the case. Number 4 Rolex YachtMaster II with a case diameter of 44 meters. The YachtMaster II by Rolex beautifully respects the spirit of maritime pursuits. It is a durable racing tool and a bold accessory, waterproof and reliable to a fault. Entirely conceived and crafted by Rolex experts in Switzerland down to the manufacturing of its most precise parts, the YachtMaster II is a watch of exceptional quality and distinction. In fact, the regatta chronograph is a spectacular investment for yachting pros and horology enthusiasts alike. The intricacy of the dial is a source of special pride for the makers of this professional watch. Alongside the traditional counter for tracking the passing of hours, minutes, and seconds, the Rolex OYSTER Perpetual YachtMaster II features mechanical memory for setting a countdown from 10 minutes to 0. This makes it wonderfully practical for yacht racing. Number 3 Rolex OYSTER Perpetual Cosmograph Daytona. Swiss manufacturer Rolex developed the Cosmograph Daytona specially for motorsport in 1963. These popular chronographs were fittingly named after the famous racetrack in Daytona Beach, Florida. Virtually all Cosmograph Daytona models enjoy the same popularity. In fact, this chronograph is among the most popular and best-selling Rolex watch. The Rolex Daytona is available in stainless steel, gold, platinum, or as a two-tone model that combines stainless steel and gold. Insiders will tell you that two-tone editions are the most affordable entry point into the Daytona world. By contrast, stainless steel models are extremely popular and, therefore, often sell for multiple times their official list prices. While less coveted, gold and platinum Daytonas are the most expensive new versions due to their material value and boast perhaps the best value for money. Stainless steel watches that appreciate in value: in-house caliber 4130 with a 72-hour power reserve, a legendary chronograph with widespread brand recognition. Number 2 Rolex Submariner. Rolex released its first Submariner in 1953. The Swiss manufacturer initially developed the watch as a specialist tool for professional divers, standing out from the crowd with its large luminous hands and indices, rotating bezel, and increased water resistance. The watch's popularity is unwavering, and it holds the title of diving watch archetype to this day. Rolex regularly updates the Submariner on account of its tremendous popularity. However, you won't see much change in the watch's appearance. The most extensive modifications are usually hidden inside the case, as we saw with the 8 new Submariner models Rolex revealed in 2020. While the case design of these timepieces differs only slightly from previous versions, they are fitted with brand new in-house calibers. Despite its functional tool watch design, the Submariner is the perfect accessory for both formal wear and casual attire, no matter if you've opted for a vintage or more recent model. It is exactly this versatility which has put the Submariner in the Rolex Hall of Fame. Number 1 Rolex OYSTER Perpetual DayDate. Rolex unveiled the original OYSTER Perpetual DayDate in 1956. It was the first wristwatch to ever feature both the date and the unabbreviated day of the week on its dial, thus underscoring the Genevan company's role as an innovator in the industry. Furthermore, Rolex released this model alongside the then new President bracelet. This bracelet combines the OYSTER bracelet's 3-piece link look with the hemispherical shaped links made famous by the Datejust and its Jubilee bracelet. The Datejust debuted 7 years before the DayDate, and the two models are strikingly similar. Both have an OYSTER case, a narrow fluted bezel, a simple dial, and a Cyclops lens above the date display at 3 o'clock. However, thanks to its day display at 12 o'clock and President bracelet, there's no mistaking the DayDate for its closely related cousin. Another difference is the range of materials, as the DayDate is only available in precious metals like platinum and yellow, white, or rose gold. The Rolex DayDate has appeared in all sorts of configurations over the years, from different dial colors and designs and varying case sizes to models with or without diamonds. There's something for everyone. Watches with a 36mm case leave an especially classic impression, while the 40mm editions exude a somewhat sportier feel. If you enjoyed the video, then like and subscribe.